And I do not see any of the present county commissioners here, am I correct? Okay. These next positions I'm going to announce to you is very, very important. Most people do not even know what these positions do. But these are people in your community running for office. Out of the goodness of their heart and their mind, they want to help the community out. These are very important positions. And I'd like you to listen to these people very careful and recognize them, because these are the ones that really work right across from you. They're your neighbors. We have in the fire department, Mr. Anderson.
Hi, folks. My name is Rob James. I'm running for this seat number 4 on your fire board. How many of you seen the news in the last couple of days? There was a story that I think NBC2 did about Iona McGregor. We have 2 of their firemen that sit on our board right here. They are refurbishing one of their fire trucks, one of their 20-year-old fire trucks. You know that we gave away, these men voted to give away 3 of our fire trucks this last year. They just gave them away. But their own fire department has refurbished one of their trucks, one of their 20-year-old trucks for $100,000. But we have in our budget a new truck for $500,000. What's going on here? I mean, their own department is refurbishing, but our department has to go out and buy new. They gave away 3 of our trucks. Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any logical sense. It doesn't make any sense when someone has to wait 15, 20 minutes for an ambulance. Call volume is supposed to be 5 minutes for an ambulance. We need a lot more other things in the fire department. They'll tell you, they've had all their call times, they've done everything else. I can show you data that says otherwise. It's as simple as that. We need someone that will cut the budget, find other revenue, and everything else. And that's the kind of person I am. I appreciate it. I hope to have your vote on November 4th. Remember the fire truck I was talking about. They won't even talk about it. Their own fire department referred a 20-year-old truck. We just gave away a 20-year-old truck. Why didn't we refurbish it? Thank you very much. I hope I can do it.
Mr. David Adams.
I just want to say I want to thank everybody for coming out, and I appreciate the opportunity to speak to you all. I want to get down here close where you can really see what I'm about. I've been on the fire board for a little over a year. I took Mr. Boyd's place when he resigned, and I've been fulfilling his position now, which I'm running for seat 4. I've always been talking about these fire trucks that we're giving away. So I want to make sure you get the facts and get them straight. One fire truck was a crash truck that was obtained from the airport authority. They had constant brake problems with it. They couldn't take it on the road without a special permit. The aerial gun that was going to shoot water to put fires out was going to cost approximately $30,000 to fix. And the other vehicles were basically worn out. I've worked in maintenance almost all my career, so I know you can keep a vehicle, but how much is it going to cost to keep it running? And I don't think that, I believe the choice we made was the right choice to get rid of junk and make sure that when you pick up the phone and call 911, you get the service you deserve. And I'm hoping you'll see what I'm talking about when you see no improvement around. We've, this year on the fire board, we've got 2 new stations, got a new truck coming. And what really, I guess, is exciting for me is put more money into education for kids. And I saw the result of that last weekend at the Fire Prevention Day when kids came through the line. I was working the table for the Community Emergency Response Team, and I would ask kids what the different questions about fire prevention and so forth. And they would know the answers because the Lehigh Fire Department put on information skips at schools. So they knew what the result was. If you played with fire, you may burn the house down or burn yourself up. Now, I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you vote me back in the office, I'll give you the best emergency services that can be provided to you at a reasonable cost to the taxpayer. And I know I've got to answer to you, if I'm a property owner, I pay taxes too, so I know what you're going through. I just want to say, I hope I get your vote. If you voted previously, I hope you voted for me. And if you haven't, please get out and vote, and I hope you do give me your support. If you have any questions, I'll be around here at the fire district. If you want straight answers and straight information, come to me. If I don't have it, I'll get it for you. Thank you very much.
And we have one more candidate for the fire department. His name is Mr. Burns.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you for inviting me today. I'm happy to be here, proud to be here. My name is Jeff Burnt. I'm running for re-election for seat 1 for the Lehigh Fire District Fire Commission. I'm currently the chairman. I was nominated and placed there by my constituent, and I would like to stay there on the board working for you. I'm really excited. The past 2 years, the board has rolled back the millage rate. We paid off the new station. All our equipment is paid for. We've heard a lot of these folks talk about debt today. Your fire department does not have any debt. We are beholden to no one. We're out in the community. We're out in the schools. We're meeting your children. We're educating the children. We're educating our community. We've decided what's important. That is for service. We're out meeting with you like we are today. We have our meetings every month. We would like to see you there. I would appreciate your support on November the 4th. Again, my name is Jeff Burnt, running for seat 1, Lehigh Fire Commission. I'll be here if you have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you. And here's another position that people are not aware of, and you should become aware of it. Because the most thing that they're working on right now is going to be the emergency situation in the future. And they're trying to work on the problem now. The most outstanding problem they have in Florida is water. We have more people than we have water. And it's only going to get worse. And we have to take care of our water system. And these gentlemen that's running for that position are now working on problems that's going to happen 5 or 10 more years from now. So, and they're your neighbors. So I'd like to congratulate them on their foresight to run for water district. The first one is George Duncan.
Bonsoir. Good evening, everybody. I'm glad to see that you all are here. I am running for this position because we see the conditions of all the canals in Lehigh. I've been here since 1993. I'm a native Floridian, and it's time for a change in Lehigh as well. There's a lot of money being spent. Nobody's really giving an account for it on the current water board. And it's just time for our money to be spent to benefit us here in Lehigh, as opposed to going to other people that we don't even know about. So your vote for me would help bring back a change to cut back the spending and bring more benefits to the people of Lehigh. So when you walk out and look at your canals, they're not all messed up with weeds or trash. And when the rain season starts, your yard is flooded, the street is flooded, because the water has nowhere to go. So please vote for me.
Thank you very much. And we do have 2 more for our fire district, the fire commission. Mr. Joe Guzman.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's kind of loud. For me, it's a pleasure to be here today. I'm the mic away from me a little bit. Yeah. Everybody can hear me okay? For me, it's a pleasure to be here today. I'm not going to disparage any of the opponents that are running against us, as some other people did. But I will tell you that very few times you see politicians get up, make promises, and keep them. Can we agree on that? Very few times we see that. And when we went out and set out to run 4 years ago, we decided to increase services to this community. This community had been running for the past 20 years, the same emergency services, the same fire services. And when we got on the board, we said, enough of that, let's increase the services. Lehigh's growing. I've been in Lehigh for 21 years. My opponent cannot say that. My opponent lives here part-time. I live here full-time. I live in this community. I'm here 21 years, and every single promise, we set out to increase emergency medical services, which is very important to our families, so that when we dial 911, we can see that ambulance come within the 5 minutes that certain individuals say that is not happening, and it is happening. We had 3 fire stations. We now have 5 fire stations. We had 3 ambulances. We have now 5 ambulances. Every fire truck in your district, it has advanced life support equipped with the best equipment, also with highly trained paramedics for your service, so that you can always know and count on them when they dial 911. What we would like to do is, we would like to continue to lower your taxes. When we took office, your taxes were $3 on every $1,000 of the value of your home. Currently, it's at $2.70. Okay? So that is where we're at currently right now. One thing that we cannot compromise is compromise service. We cannot diminish the service. My opponent wants to take away service from you. My opponent wants to take away the highly trained firefighters and paramedics, take away their jobs, and give them to part-time volunteer people who do not do this for a living every day. And that we cannot have. We have to have the best of the best. Because when you dial 911, you want to have the best paramedics and EMTs show up to your house. So on November 4th, I ask that you vote for Joe Guzman and keep him in office, and let's continue to have high quality service so that when you dial 911, you have the best firefighters and paramedics show to your house.
We have Mr. Whitney Dodge.
Okay, I wish Mr. Guzman's opponent was here. I don't know where that came from. I'm a 27-year resident of Lehigh. I don't like the way Lehigh is going. I know you don't like the way it's going. It's all about money. Money is the key. Ask yourself, why do we have 4 firemen on the board at one time? That conflict of interest? I would say so. Now we're down to 2. The 2 we have are from my own McGregor. What's their concern out here? I'll tell you what it is, it's control. They control the Lehigh Acres Fire Department. They saved you here, they saved you there. But they didn't. They failed to tell you that the chief now in Lehigh Acres makes $140,000 a year, my friend. That's a lot of money. Computes to about $2,700 a week. The sad part is, he's not running the show. The 2 I own, McGregor firemen, are running the show. They're calling the shots. I'm not going to speak harshly about them. There's issues that we have to come up with. And it's all about money. Next year's going to be a critical year. True, they didn't raise the village. They didn't dare. It would have been political suicide. I live and work and play in Lehigh every day. People ask me, I didn't run a ladder truck to an accident in front of Walmart. I had to have 5 SUVs. No reason for it. A 3,000-gallon truck for some lady who fell in Walmart doesn't need it. Another thing that's costing you, we have a PIO, Mr. Patrick Coleman. He tells you there was a fire last night in Lehigh. But he doesn't tell you it's costing each and every one of you $100,000 for this man. Do we need this? No. Hardly. We have 3 newspapers and we have TV. We need responsible Lehigh Acres taxpayers on the board, not outside interest. I will not be swayed by any outside interest. I ask you for your vote. I'm going to ask you to vote for Larry Becker, too. He wasn't here to defend himself tonight, and he had his voice for that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And now we have two more candidates for the Water District. The next one is Dewey Tyler.
Thank you for having me here, and I want to briefly tell you about myself. My name is, I come from Vietnam. I left Vietnam 9 days before the fall started on. My stepfather adopted me, changed my name to Dewey Tyler. I have been living in Lehigh since 1976. And I've been blessed with good health, good friends, and I'm here to, as a friend, I'm here to tell you what this job is all about. The job is the spy supervisor that is control, approve the project, clean it now. And the job pays $250 a month. You work about 2 to 3 hours, sometimes 2 extra hours of reading. And you're not going to believe it. My opponent been in the office for 8 years. It's not important for him to be here. He lives in we are important to be here, ordinary people. Because he's taking money from the lobbyists, the contractor. He'll pay $250 to keep vote for himself. $21,000 health insurance for him and his family. He works 3 hours a month. And I'm running a 10 seat at him. And for some strange reason, he's not here today. And Dr. Duncan here is very modest. He's running for a guest space in the original power. Men may have to work millions of dollars on taxpayers. And yet we are paying for health insurance. We need your help so we can help you. We first, me and Duncan will be a first minority to be elected in office. And we'll be looking out for you and me and ordinary people like us. Black people's voice, want to say anything, want to say, Mr. Shell over here has been a great help to me. And he was a local guy here. He's not a professional politician, so he's been helping with paperwork, and I want to acknowledge that. He's done a great job. All these times that we have in 10 days left, and I want you to help us make a history of Lehigh, throw all the contracts out, throw the lobbyists out, and let us Lehigh people take over and overpay, and we have to pay so much money. You know, the budget is $16 million a year to clean up an ass. This year is $14 million. And look at our canal. Dirty human being. I remember the time me and my friend go to canal cleaning. So, thank you for having me here. I know that I'm running short, but listen for your vote, and I appreciate your vote. I did not accept any money from anybody. Any donations to special interest, finances from other money. I want to give back to the community. So if I'm elected, I'll have a round table to sit and talk to you, ordinary people, a special interest group, the contractor, and a lot. So they can knock on my door. If you are, you see me in the grocery store, you know where I work, and we'll talk about the issue and report it to us. All right, thanks.
Thank you very much. And the next one is Damon.
Good afternoon. I want to thank all of y'all for coming today. It's very important that the people of Lehigh get involved in their community, be aware of their elected officials, and be involved in the process. So thank you for coming today. And my name is Damon Sheeler. I'm running for seat 1 of the East County Water Control District. I want your vote. I hope today to earn your vote. And on November 4th, come out and vote for Damon Sheeler. I think it's a little bit appropriate. We're talking about water issues, but we're having this rain, and then of course tropical storm Haiti came through. So we're out of the drought. We're seeing the effects of the amount of rain we've got. I want to be brief. I've got several things to cover. But basically, I want to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a 32-year resident of Lee County, lived in Lehigh for 30 years. I moved to Florida 32 years ago with my wife, $700 in my pocket. Raised 2 children here. We rented it first, built a house, actually built a Jim Walter's house, which I and friends finished out about 50%. I know how, and actually when I first built that house, we didn't have air conditioning. I know what it is to live on a tight pocket. I know what it is to work on a budget. I'm a regular guy, not a politician. I'm a career agricultural person. I've been involved with agriculture for over 30 years. I understand water management issues and water quality issues and the effects of fertilizers and chemicals and whatnot on our environment. As a representative for the people on East County Water Control, my first priority is protecting your property from flood damage. That's what East County Water Control does. Something was said earlier about the road swells and whatnot. That's all responsible. We play a role in that, but actually that's Lee County DOT's problem. We work with them to try to fix the problem along that. We manage the water once it gets into the canals and convey that water out to the river and other discharge areas. We manage that flow to prevent flooding in areas, but also flooding as it's discharged outside Lehigh. Again, my number one priority as your representative on the water board is to protect the property. Secondly, is protecting the environment. We've seen a lot of information, a lot of news articles about red tide, red drift algae. You look in the canals and you see some of the effects of that already here. It's our job to clean that up. Do we need to do a better job? Yes. Are we doing what we need to do? Yes. Do we have more to do? Yes. And I'm here to help work out those problems and deliver on those things. I want to say now, a lot of things have been said about promises. I've never made a promise as an elected official I haven't kept. I almost want to say, although I'll never say never, but I've never made a promise I haven't kept either. So anytime I tell you I'm going to do something, you can count on it. I'm going to follow through with it. Okay? The third priority I wanted to bring up is to be fiscally responsible. Again, I mentioned, I've raised a family, worked off a budget, I'm working off a budget now. Just like each and every one of you. I want to be, and I make myself be physically responsible for your tax dollars. We manage your dollars. They're not mine, they're ours. Okay? The next priority is another thing. The district operates a lot of right-of-ways, bridges, and preserve areas, and along the right-of-ways of our canals, there's land. The county owns land out here in the area. One of my projects is to improve public access to public lands. There's lands, we have these nice parks, but there's other things that we can do to provide access and recreational activities to the public. I'm not saying we're going to start a park up, but what's the matter with a walking trail or a bicycle trail along a canal-walking way? That's what I'm talking about. Camping sites possibly at some of our preserve areas. Today, we can't do that. Our legislature doesn't allow us to accommodate those type of things. I'm trying to work to increase public access to public lands. Is that time up, or I got another minute? About 30 seconds. Okay, I'll wrap this up. All right. I'm not a professional politician. I'm here because I concern the community. If you know me, you've seen my signs. I'm a long-term resident of Lehigh. I'm committed to public service. I'm committed to making Lehigh a better place to live. I've written articles. My positions are obvious. I've always told the truth. Come by and ask me anytime. I'm never afraid to talk to anybody about any subject. I'm here for Lehigh. I want to make it a better place. Please vote for me on November 4th. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And we have one of the candidates for the sheriff position here. His name is Christian Meister.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are you? I also want to improve Lee County, okay? My name is Christian Meister. I'm 40 years old and I have a background from Austria. I'm the only candidate for sheriff who also served in Operation Desert Storm, and I'm a veteran. Okay. I also know about discipline and teamwork. Do we have a camera here today? Okay. I'll be on my best behavior, and I promise you, I will not embarrass you before the nation and the county. Let's talk about something else, the crime rate in the county. We need to do more for the children. Okay? What I can do as a sheriff, I can advocate. I can advocate that we do more for our kids. Okay? I can make a positive influence on other community leaders to make sure that we have better programs in place. What we need is for the kids to have programs that give them life skills that they need to stay out of the streets. We have too many kids out in the streets. What else do we need? In the county, at the administration, we have a breakdown of efficiency. In fact, upper management told the deputies that if they support my candidacy in any way, shape, or form, their jobs will be threatened. Okay? But we already have seen what the current sheriff has done. We have seen the character of the current sheriff. As the senior law enforcement official of the county, I assure you that I will be the people's sheriff. Okay? You cannot go before a camera and embarrass the nation. When a word is spoken by a high-ranking official of the county that demonstrates poor judgment or religious bias or cultural bias, those words have the effect to let the people know that they're not going to receive the protection that they deserve. I'm not going to stand for that, okay? And I work for you. Now, I know I can't change the world, but I promise that I will make positive, noticeable changes. My name is Christian Meister. Please vote for me November 4th. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And now we'll come to a short pause in our presentation with some entertainment. We have some young ladies here who's going to do some entertainment for us to step in.